Hello, everyone. This is Robin Graves once again. Hopefully, doing it the right way this time, where everybody's happy. Let me introduce myself. Let me tell you a little about myself first. I'm a former professional wrestler. Um, I'm, a former musician. Well, I guess I'm still a musician. I play lead guitar and bass. And I raised exotic reptiles with Petri. I've been around the world a couple of times, in my life, and I've seen a lot. And I see a lot happening here in this country that, honestly, I have an opinion about. And I can't state this opinion on a lot of social media because I keep getting banned. I've been banned so much just on fascist book alone that it has become a topic during an interview recently. I think I'm getting a record going here. But anyway, let's talk about a few things. Let's see, where do I start on my notes here? Let's talk a little bit about gun rights. Let's talk about the gun grabbers. Let's talk about what's going on here. Uh, they got this. The Second Amendment is very specific. Our rights shall not be, gotten rid of. Period. For some reason, you got these people in anti-gun lobby, usually Democrats, elitists, who have this idea that they wanted to go and tell everyone what they thought about it, such as militia. They want to say it's just the National Guard. No, civilian militia is essential. This country is what's keeping us from being invaded. There are more firearms and civilian hands than there are in the military, the police together. Honestly, there's more of us in the civilian sector right now that know how to shoot very well. We've made it a point to be that way. A lot of us are hunters. The Second Amendment does not mean stand for hunting. It means against tyranny, against our own government, where our government goes bananas. Honestly, I think it's went bananas about 30 years ago. But that's just me. Anyway, they got this idea that little comma that's in the Second Amendment is supposed to stop, pause, take a breath, and continue on. I want to ask a question about that before we move on. Just to get out of the way. Who stops in the middle of a sentence, pauses, and takes a breath when you're reading? Who is so uneducated? They're such a mouth breather. They have to do that. I that's a question I've asked a lot of these people out here, these gun grabber types, and they can't answer. They don't know. I don't know, which is really weird because they think they know everything. When you ask them a specific question, they either run or they get quiet. It's really odd. It's the same thing as when they say they're running around saying that this is something that's nuts to me. They tell me, well, why don't you just call the police if somebody comes in on you? Well, I'm going to tell you the truth, people. I live in Atlanta, Georgia, right now, in West Atlanta. There's not a whole lot of crime in my neighborhood. There is crime, but not enough for the police to actively patrol here. It's truth. Uh, the 3 or 4 times I've had to call the police here the past 3 years I've lived here, 3.5 years I've lived here, it's all gotten to the point where it takes up to 2 hours for them to respond here. Because, well, there's not enough crime here, so we're busy in other places. Okay, you're supposed to serve and protect. What's to serve and protect me? The only time they ever came here in decent time, I was lucky. They were close by. There was a firearm involved, and somebody was trying to get into my home. I gave the telephone to my wife, told her, hey, call the police. We got somebody trying to come in. Grabbed my 12-gauge pump shotgun, Mr. Mossberg, he's a good friend of mine, and took off after these people. My wife was was talking to 911 at the time, and giving them information. They're saying, is there a gun involved? My wife says, yes, my husband has his 12 gauge up, and we better get a cop here quick. 20 minutes later, the police showed up. 20 minutes later, because they were close by. I was informed at that time when we were here in the Deep South that we believe in shooting fuckers who try to break into your house. I am fully justified in shooting to kill, especially the killing part. They don't want the other person's testimony, period. Which actually relieved me a lot because then I don't have to worry about, well, I've got to sit here and let this person break in, rape my wife, kick my cat around. and kill me while waiting for the fucking police to get here, and I become another goddamn statistic. So, to all you out there who say, well, we have no use for guns, we get rid of guns, only criminals will have guns. That's the fucking problem. Criminals will have guns. People like me who don't commit crimes, who try to live an everyday life, try to stay out of the way and abide, everything, all the laws, live within those laws, are the victims. I don't like being a victim. I asked him, so what if this person breaks my home, has a gun, threatens to kill me, rape my wife, kick my cat, steal what I have, and I don't have any way to defend myself, what do I do then? They get very quiet. They don't act like they've even thought that question. The problem is, yes, let's outlaw guns. Let's get rid of all the guns and everything. Then we only criminals who have guns. Fine, let's go down to South Atlanta and let's tell the street gangs to give up their guns. I don't think that'll ever happen. That will never happen. I would like to see it happen, but it won't. I'm rambling on here. Please forgive me. Anyway, that's the problem here. Let's get rid of guns. Make guns illegal. Criminals don't obey laws. That's why they're criminals. That's plain and simple. They don't look at that. They want to sit here and regurgitate the same bullshit that's told to them over and over again by their Democrat masters. I want to clarify something here, folks, when I say Democrat masters. I want to clarify something. I'm not being pro-Republican either. I don't like political parties. I was never invited to a political party. I don't need a political party to have an identity. Never did, never will. I was born with an identity. I hate these people. Republicans are all killing people. I have never seen a Republican go and kill people. Actually, the shootings were done by leftists. They were done by people who have political leanings towards the left. Democrats. The criminals going on. This is the thugs, the drug gangs that go on here in America. Here in Atlanta, Georgia, my town, the city I live in, are Democrats. They're pro-Obama. They don't like Trump. They call him a racist because, well, he's white. It's really funny that a person who's white can be a racist just for being white. The same thing as me saying, well, you're black, you're a criminal. It makes as much sense. I have no problem with color. I have no problem with a person's ethnicity. What I do have a problem about is stupidity. And the stupidity they buy into. It bothers me a lot. Speaking of stupidity, they're talking about all these shootings that are going on. All these gun crimes. We live in a country, in a world. Let me go past the country here. We live in a world of 7 billion people. 7 billion. Now, let's break that down to something smaller. Let's look at a crowd of, let's say, 10 people. In that crowd of 10 people, I'm guaranteed you're going to find at least one idiot. One moron who's going to do something incredibly fucking stupid because, well, they're incredibly fucking stupid. Let's make that 7 billion people now. Let's take a look at how many idiots there are. I'm surprised there's not more mass shootings. It doesn't have to do with guns. It has to do with stupidity. It has to do with people who have lack of morals, who have lack of respect for themselves and for others. The people who are going to jump up and down, scream, yell, holler, throw a fit, throw a brick through a wall, through a window, just because they don't get their way. Now, the kid who did the shootings in Parkland, Florida, his name escapes me. I don't have it in my notes here. What I have seen, he wasn't very popular in high school. He wasn't one of the in crowd. Now, I'll tell you something, man. I'm a little bit of confession time here. When I was in high school, back in the early 80s, early mid 80s, I wasn't the popular kid in school either. I didn't listen to Lionel Richie. I didn't listen to top 40 music. I didn't like Spandau Ballet. Really didn't like any mainstream music out there. I was the guy who was into bands like the UK Subs, Johnny Rotten, and Sex Pistols. I would sometimes calm myself down to the point where I could tolerate Iron Maiden, because they're so soft. I liked the music that nobody else liked, the music they were afraid to like. I didn't wear trendy clothes. I wasn't into OP t-shirts, Izod footwear, anything like that. I wore what I could afford. Most of the clothes I got because I saved money. I went and did odd jobs. My parents wanted to teach me the value of a dollar, even though they were pretty well off. But here I am. I'm wearing hand-me-down shirts I bought at a yard sale because that's all I can afford. While these preppy teens are out here wearing these $80 t-shirts, $100 tennis shoes. Everything I owned on me at the time wouldn't even come up to $20. Back then, that was a lot of money to a kid, my age. $20. That could buy me almost, that's a new pair of pants, a shirt, and new shoes. But I didn't wear any of that. I didn't like the movie E.T. I didn't like what was popular. I didn't like cutesy things. I was not popular. I was the guy that football jocks would beat up after school. I would be bullied by teachers. Preppies would sit there and accuse me of being a druggie. I wasn't at the time. I didn't even drink a beer until I was 18 years old. So I know how this kid felt, being the loner, the cast off in high school. Believe me, I know. I've had those thoughts back then. And they want to solve all this by we're going to sit next to an unpopular kid during lunch day. Too little, too late. That and the walkouts, the school walkouts really bugged me a lot. Because, hey, let's make these kids go out and walk for safety while these kids, numerous reports of kids rioting, vandalizing things, shoplifting, beating up other kids, and trying to terrify police officers from being arrested for being idiots. Those are the idiots I'm talking about. In any crowd, you got idiots. Never, never discount stupidity in numbers. Believe me, look around you, you'll see it. The whole thing about the walkouts. And parents are all for this. I guess they're very happy with the left whoring out their own kids. What kind of fucking parenting is that? Jeez, it's for a good cause. They're walking out of school. I'll tell you something, one good cause. Make them stay in school. Make them learn something so they don't become a high school shooter. Make sure they don't, become unemployable and live off the state. Make them be a productive member of society. But no, let's whore out our kids. The Democrat Party, these gun grabbers, these leftists led by George fucking Soros, and whore them out. That's beyond me understanding things. Now, on to something else that I don't understand. Let's talk about something that's been up in the news here lately. When Hillary Clinton lost the election, she blamed everybody but herself. She blamed women who listened to their husbands. I've been married 3 times. I've never had a wife listen to me. So they did what they wanted to do. I don't control anybody. She blamed racist white men. I voted for Trump. I'm not racist. I got friends that are every color, every background, every nationality. So it wasn't us. She blamed Comey, who was working on her side. She blamed Russia. Russia had nothing to do with it. She blamed WikiLeaks. WikiLeaks just told the truth. She blamed Facebook, even though Facebook spent most of its time pushing for fucking election. Now, in 2008, I remember that election very well. That's when Obama first got into office. I tend to remember a little something about her running also during the primaries and deciding to quit because they're treating me badly because I'm a girl. No, they're treating her that way because she was a candidate. That's what the primaries are for. Weeding out the weak and keeping the best. By the way, Trump beat out 17 other people in the primaries. Don't tell me he's a loser. I did some more research into the whole thing in 2008. The DNC pulled a nice little trick with her, and she was very complicit in it. They were wanting her to quit so Barack Obama could be elected. And they would see to it she's elected when his terms are over. Yeah, so all these, Hillary fanatics running around saying shit. Like, it was her turn. Yes, technically it was, according to the DNC. Yes. It was her turn to win as far as the DNC was concerned. She didn't win. The DNC went into all kinds of uproar. What's really funny about the DNC, about the Hillary Clinton followers, I can't say she's going to be a good president. She's, man, just go online and Google bullshit she has been involved in. Oh my God. She's a member of a crime fucking family. Anyway, I've seen three levels of offended from Hillary Clinton, fans. I think that's what they call them, fans. You know, you got those who were offended because Trump was elected. Hey, I could see that. I would have been very offended if Hillary was elected. Excuse the traffic noise, okay? I live on a busy street at times. Then you have butthurt. The trolls. The ones that want to sit here, instead of calling Trump Trump, they call him Rump. Yeah, you know who I'm talking to out there. Then you have those out there who want to scream at the sky, blame everybody but who is to blame. And I call that fucking intergalactic prolapse. It goes way beyond butthurt. It gets stupid. They've got this fucking prolapse hanging out their flabby asses, waving in the breeze. It's really kind of dumb, the way these people act. Now, let's the thing is Hillary is not suing anybody. Well, I can't say that. She did own the DNC during the election. That's why Bernie Sanders was screwed out of the primaries. Because if he ran, he would have split the vote completely. Hillary would have lost. Getting him out of the way was assuring her election, according to her, the way she was thinking. Bernie Sanders is a fucking fraud. I'll tell you why. That sports car he's driving around, everybody says, "Well, that was what somebody gave him." Well, if he was a true socialist, he would have sold the car off and gave the money to who needed it. Then the house that he was given, the lake house, was given for pulling out of the primaries. I remember the night that happened. I was watching on TV. His mic was still hot. His wife was kind of concerned. He said, "Don't worry, we got it covered." The truth is, Hillary, it was her turn to be elected according to the DNC. She was running the DNC at the time. She pulled the same bullshit with Sanders that the Obama people pulled with her. She was to be elected 8 years later. Bernie Sanders would get it. Well, if the decrepit old bastard is still alive. But that's neither here nor there. I don't think he's around much longer. The man is a fraud. His wife is in trouble right now for fraudulent bullshit at the university she worked at. He's a fraud. He's proven it. He's a socialist. No, he's not a socialist. The man's as capitalist as you and me. Excuse me 1 second. I'm getting on a roll here. The whole matter is that Hillary Clinton slash the DNC, they're suing the goddamn world. All right, they're suing WikiLeaks, they're suing the Trump campaign, and they're suing the country of Russia. That's some major fucking steel balls suing a country like that. Russia had nothing to do with it. Mueller himself has found out several times, he's ascertained several times, there was no Russian collusion with Trump's election. None. But he's still investigating just in case. Man's on a massive fishing fucking expedition. That's it. That's all he is. And if you help Republicans out there in leadership weren't so fucking complacent right now, you would have had him investigated for the bullshit. He was not a partisan party. He was not a nonpartisan party. Excuse me. He was not nonpartisan. The man is a massive Hillary fan. Everybody's got working for him. Worked for Hillary Clinton. So that should tell you a little something of what's going on. Let's get Trump up by hook or crook, and we'll get Pence up by hook or crook. That's not going to solve the problem. That's not going to put Hillary in. That's not going to put anybody in but the next person in line, the Speaker of the House, who is going to be leaving soon. I guess he found a used car lot he could manage. But it's just, the whole thing is it's stupid. It's ridiculously dumb how this is happening. The DNC Their playbook is point fingers, blame, deflect, repeat. That's all it has been ever since I can remember. Let's go. Let's we're doing this over here. Well, uranium one. We'll get Hillary's going to be Hillary's going to be elected. She'll start a war with Russia. That gets rid of all the evidence about uranium one. She's scot free on that, and we're at war with Russia, so she can turn around and claim some bullshit that she's going to claim. I don't know. I don't think for the woman. I tried thinking like her one time. It gave me a friggin' migraine. Shit. And let's see what else I got on my notes here. Let's see. Let me think here. No, the thing is, they want to talk about Trump being racist, about him being a Nazi. Trump's far from being a Nazi. Trump's a capitalist. If you look at Adolf Hitler, he actually said that the Nazis were socialists. They were socialist. The Democrats are turning socialist. I know Democrats right now that turned and ran the other way because the Democrat Party has turned so batshit socialist. The Democrats at one point were actually a decent party, but they turned stupid. The Republicans have become complacent. The upcoming, midterm elections, I don't see Republicans winning. I see Democrats winning. They're playing dirty, and Republicans refuse to. Republicans refuse to get in the trenches and start, and defend themselves. They think we're going to win, and the day after the midterm elections, we sit around their dicks in their hands, or what the hell, fucking hell. Honestly, that's what's going to happen, people. Because you Republicans out there turned so complacent because Trump won. Trump's far from being a Nazi. The ones that are Nazis are Democrats. They're the ones telling you what to think. They're the ones who are hushing up anybody who speaks differently than they do. Look at what's happening with Kanye West. The man has had threats because he wore a MAGA, make America great again. He believes we should make America great again. So the Democrats they're so boiling upset because he's a black man. The Democrats want the black vote. They want the black vote so bad they can taste it. They're losing it because a lot of black people are seeing the bullshit that Democrats are about, and the Democrats are getting madder about that than they were back in the 1880s when their slaves were taken away from them. Shit stayed McCain's second term. So, well, guys, I tell you what, I've rented my ass off. I'll be back here probably next week with another installment. You guys take care of yourselves. And remember, question everything. And as far as Hillary is concerned about suing, her and the DNC suing the world, well, I got a little news for you. Fucking sue me. I dare you. You guys have a good day.